In today's video, I am going to be taking you with me to my market. It didn't turn out as what I thought it would be. Stay tuned for the details. Hey there, I'm Diana, and in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my recent market that I was at. It didn't turn out necessarily that I thought. I live in Arizona, and we don't get a lot of rain, and when we do, we celebrate it. Well, I'd been planning this market for months and months, and wouldn't you know, it decided to rain, which affected this market a lot. Now, you'll see in this video that I give a, little glimpse into what the market ended up looking like. And at the end, I want to do a breakdown of how much I actually made and what my popular items were. So stay tuned for that. Let's get going with this video. Oh, and one thing that I decided to do, because I knew it was going to rain the next day, was to see if all of my items would be able to fit in my car. Should be a good time. So I didn't show you my keychains. I just kind of toned them down a little bit. So there you go. Oh, and this little dude, I didn't know what to do with this witch's hat. So I put it on there, and this is motion sensitive, so he's not on, but got him at the Dollar Tree. So pretty much happy with how things turned out. It's just different when you have a themed. So there you go. Well, I fit everything in my car. So here we go, and it's raining. We'll go see. So this market is about 20 minutes from my house. Setup is starting at 8. And I just found out that my sister-in-law, who was going to do the market, is not going to be doing the market. So it's going to be an adventure and an opportunity to make new friends. She wasn't even close to me. She was on another row, but she did offer her spot if I liked it better. And I think I'm just going to stay where I am because the person put in a lot of time and effort to organize and assign spots. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, it's still raining, but we did pretty good. We only have one sidewall, which means I need to get another one. But here we go. We got little treats, my glow-in-the-dark thing. I had to rearrange a few things because I grabbed some stuff from my other boxes, I think. It's always good to take a picture of how you want it set up, and then you can last minute change it. So this one on the top, I didn't have as many, so my abominable snowman, I have a couple of those. Oh, his arm, I need to fix him. He looks like he's all laid back. So he may be just part of the decor, and I might not sell him. But look how fabulous. My husband hung all of my purses that I made. I have 20 of those. Remember, I have several markets coming up, so this looks kind of naked down there, but the pouches, not the pouches, with the purses, I had to rearrange some things. And then I put my loveys, my little bags that I didn't demonstrate before. And then I brought my teddy bear, because why not? I have my spiders. They're a little bit harder to see, but they look pretty good. Good morning. And then did really good with my business cards. Have my old ones there. Have my fabulous new ones there. And then here are all my things. So it turned out really good. Dealing with rain, and I was supposed to be way over there, and apparently she's had a lot of cancellations. When I checked the roster or the signage or where we were going to be, there were 49 vendors. There are not 49 vendors. And that's the very first market for this. And we're supposed to have white tents, and someone did not get the memo. And then we have an information center, and there's a little craft booth too. Decided to go to the bathroom, and I left my husband with the money and my phone in case somebody came by. I'm always like hopeful. And guess what? I came back and somebody bought 2 of my cat loaves that I've gone to several markets and an axolotl. I've never made an axolotl, and they bought 1. And I thought about, ooh, do I make more? Well, apparently I need to make more. So that was a happy day to come back to. And he was like, I don't know how to do the, they paid in cash. And so he didn't know how to do the inventory. And so I was able to do it right there. And there you go. I have 3 less things. I have $20 left, and I will have made my booth fee, which was $85. So I'm really happy about that. Okay, I just tried to video this really cool sign, and somebody came to my booth and I had to run back. So this is so cool. This would have been right next to my booth. And then still empty. And some people are breaking down. We're almost done. Interesting thoughts. I'm gonna flip this around so you can see me. One of the interesting things, I was talking to the person in charge of this market, and she said initially they had like 60 people sign up, and they ended up not having 60 people because it is fall break here, and then it was raining this morning, so she had a whole bunch of other people that decided they didn't want to come, and so it was pretty sparse, but I'm happy with how I did considering there aren't very many people here, but I did well, and people are going to come back. Okay, why do I think these are so cool? So that's 25 pounds on my canopy, that they all stack together, and then the larger ones have a cool strap, but they did well. I'm just going to kill time, and I'm going to do a little download. So I've never made axolotls before, and I had 2, and both of them sold. So that means I need to make more of them for my markets because apparently they are popular. I wanted to do a breakdown after my market to show exactly how well I did. Now, I did talk about in the video that there were supposed to be 60 initially vendors at this market, and I would say there was maybe 20-ish people. So I think most of the people I sold to were probably other vendors, which is fine by me. I was able to sell some things that I was really surprised. I use Square to keep track of my inventory. When I create things, I try to label them and put tags on them, and then I put them in my Square usually after I make it, but I have a whole slew of other items, new items that I've made because I have another market here in about a week, and I need to stock up on some different things because again, I have another market and then another market and then another market. So I want to make sure that I have enough stock and then I'm not rushing myself. So I use Square for my inventory and I track my items. So my eyes might not be on the screen, but I'm going to talk about what items were the most popular and how well I did. The top selling category was cats, which was actually one of the first things that sold. I had a couple cat loaves and a lady came in and bought those right away. So I sold 2 large cat loaves and I sell those for $26. Those are the large ones. And then I was really excited because I finally sold one of my Milo monsters. It was a Cyclops. I sold him. Next week's video on here, I'm going to be sharing a video of my patterns that I have on repeat. So a lot of these things that I'm talking about will be shared next week in a video that I created. I sold a purse. I sold a cap. I sold a Sunny pouch. Now the pattern for that is on this channel. So I don't know why mystery bags weren't also a popular category as well, because I sold just as many as the cats, but I had mystery bags that I sold, and there were 3 spiders, and I sold a light purple bat, which I was excited about because I really enjoyed making him, and I painted the eyes. I'll put a picture of him up here. And then a brown cat in the bed and a purple monster. That's the one that I was telling you about that I didn't really enjoy making. And then a large axolotl And then I know I sold a small axolotl that I'm not seeing on this list. But according to my stats, I had 31 items sell and with 17 transactions. So my take home was total sales was 293 minus taxes because I have to pay taxes, and the taxes were 21.20, and then there were fees because I used the Square, which are really minimal, and I paid $4.62. So the actual take home that I took home was $271.80, and I think that's pretty good considering my booth fee was $80, but then there was taxes, so it ended up being $86. And then there really wasn't anybody there. So my whole goal for this market was to make up my booth fee. So I thought that I'd only made like 175 because I was kind of like loosely trying to keep track of what was going on. I wasn't really doing a good job because I'd get talking with people. And so I was really excited when Square sent me my report of how many things I sold and all the goodness there. So I use the free version of Square. I am not sponsored. I really enjoy using the app. I think it's really helpful for me to keep organized and see, okay, this was a popular item. Maybe I should try making this for my next market. Or this isn't really a popular item, so I will try something different. And when I do that, I like to put things in mystery bags because who doesn't love a good mystery? So I hope that this video was helpful. I would love to know how you do markets and how well you do. It's really interesting. This particular market, this person reached out to me, and it was their very first market, like the very first one they're doing, and they're going to do continually all the way out to hopefully next year in May. And I will probably be done in December because I am also a track coach, so I won't be going into the new year. But I really enjoyed how organized this person was, how it was put out on social media. And different people I talked to, I asked them, well, how did you hear about the market? And they said, well, I saw it on Instagram or I saw it on Facebook. And I thought, that is really cool. And one of the responsibilities of the vendors that we agreed to was to also promote our market, which would make sense. And so there were other people that just showed up and asked if it was going to be a regular thing. So I'm excited about doing the one in November. I made really good friends with the person next to me, had live music. I met the singer, and that was really cool. The whole vibe was really cool. So the next one it's also a theme, so it kind of makes it easier to, make things or pull stuff out of your stash or whatever to kind of fill that. But one thing that I will give you a big tip on that I learned from my markets at the beginning of the year is bring all the things that you have. I actually sold more out of the buckets underneath my table than I did for the things on top of the table. It was really weird, but it worked out really well. And the other thing that I think I'm going to do for my next market that's coming up is I'm going to try and put all of my things that are alike. So all the cats are going to be in one location. So it's not like spread out all over my booth, because usually that's what I do. And I'm like, let me try something new, because somebody will come in and ask, oh, do you have something? So I'm going to try and put all the like items together. So if you want to see that video, it's going to be in probably 2 weeks, because I have to film it, or 3 weeks maybe. And yeah, so hopefully this video was helpful. I would love to hear about the markets that you have done. It really did rain. It rained in the morning, but then it stopped, and then it was nice and sunny. So I was like, hey, I paid for my market. I'm going to go to this market anyway. So I would love to hear about if you've ever experienced a market in the rain, if you've ever had a theme market, anything that was a tip or trick that would help anybody else trying to sell at markets. We would love to hear it. Thanks for watching. Happy crocheting and happy selling at your markets.